Okay, so I wanted to start by addressing some things first. Um, so the first thing I want to talk about is trolls. I don't go back and forth with people. Arguing is just not the thing that I do. I don't debate people on things. It just doesn't interest me. The Bible says, "Depart from the foolish man when thou perceivest not in him the lips of knowledge," which means don't waste your time arguing with an idiot. Some people just can't tell the difference from afar, and you don't want to be in that situation. So if there's a person on the channel that is going to leave ugly comments, just let me know. We'll block and delete. I have no problem with that. They're not going to offend me, so I'm like almost impossible to offend, so it's not a big deal. If they're just leaving, controversial comments, I don't care about that because, we can all have our own opinions. That's fine. People can disagree with me 100%, and that's fine too. I don't care about that either. Just do it respectfully. Let's be civil. But most trolls are not really trolls. They're just people who need affection and they don't know how to ask for it. Because they figure if they come on the channel and say hi, there's a potential they might get rejected, so they just, say something ridiculous. The sound. Now, I'm going to address the sound in the videos. Well, there's three things. One is microphone. I have like a Bluetooth thing that I'm wearing right now that picks up my voice a little better. When I use the black background, I have a headset that I can use. It does not go to this in particular device, which I'll also address. So everything is going to be different when I'm in different places. The camera. This is not a camera. This is a cell phone that has a camera. So when people say, "I don't want to see the door, let me see your cards," I cannot move this except like this, but then I'd have to hold it. So this is a cell phone. So it does not, I'm not MGM, so I don't have equipment to go moving things all around. So it's going to be stationary. Now, that's the camera. Now the camera with the black, when I'm in the black background, that is a webcam. So I can move it up and down and sideways and across, but it does not reach all the way in here. There are 4 computers in this house. 2 are laptops and 2 are desktops. The 2 desktops, one is fancy and one is old. The webcam only works on the old one. For some reason, the software will not go up to the fancy one. I don't know why. I'm not taking it to Best Buy no more. I've been there 430 times. I'm not going back. Now, it will work with the laptops, but then I get the horrible video quality like we had with those other videos, and I get the horrible sound, I get the horrible everything. Because those laptops are too old for that camera. That camera wants to be on something that'll do high definition. So I was sort of in the rock and the hard place on that one. And so I just hooked it up to the older computer because the older computer is still good. It's just not as fast as the newest one. So it'll do high definition on that one and the whole bit. So if I'm using the clear camera, then I can't be out here. If I use the cell phone, then I can be out here. So that is the second thing I want to say about this. The white table is in a shared space. There are other people that live in this house. So I can't be out here at all times. I'm out here right now because everybody's gone. Now, when I am in the room that I am in with the black background, that's because that's my space. And so I can do as many readings as I want at any time that I want. But I can only do them here when there's nobody else here. Otherwise, they'll be walking in and out of the room, making noise and all this other kind of stuff. And the important part to remember is YouTube is my hobby. It is not my job, so I can't just tell them all to get out because I got to work right now. This does not pay me anything. So I don't do this because I have to, because I'm getting paid. I do this because I like it. So I can only come out here to the white table when there's nobody else here. That way they don't disturb me and mess up my energy and the whole bit. Now, speaking up, that's another thing I want to address because some people say they can't hear me. So here's the sad news. I am not going to speak up. Not because I don't want to or I'm ignoring your request. It is never going to occur to me that I am not speaking loud enough because, as most of you have pointed out, I have a very soft voice. This is the way I speak all the time. Now, I don't shout. That changes the energy in my house. My house is very peaceful. Very peaceful. If you have a sleeping problem, this is the best place to come. So I have a very peaceful house, so I don't raise my voice whatsoever. I don't have a loud voice, period. It's, it's sort of naturally muffled almost. And so people who stand next to me sometimes can't hear what I just said. So speaking up will never occur to me because I don't naturally speak loud. And so when I'm in here and I got, everything's all zen, everything is quiet, ain't no people walking in and out the room, no pots and pans banging. Everything's quiet. Everything's peaceful. So am I. I come out here, I get in my tarot, I'm lost in this, spirit is speaking. I'm not going to speak up. Not because I don't want to, because it will never occur to me. I did try it one time, and then I did it for one video, and when I tried the next video, it went right out the window. It's not going to, I can't stay cognizant of the level of my voice, so sorry about that one. The white table, I addressed the white table. Reading request. If you have a reading request, please make it. Absolutely. I'll write it down. We'll do it. If you're going to make a request, though, tell me what you want to know. Because it helps a little more to get them, I guess, out faster. Say you wanted to know about Ivanka Trump. Don't just say, can you do a reading on Ivanka Trump? Tell me what you want to know. Because then I have to send you a message saying, well, what do you want to know? Because the way the tarot works is, yes, I can just lay out some cards, but what do they say? Well, they say whatever it is that they mean, but they have to mean something in relation to a question. So you have to give me what you want to know. That way we know what we're talking about once we start laying out the cards. Because if I lay them out for Ivanka, but you really want to talk about Donald, it's not going to answer your question. So you see what I mean. What else did I want to say? I mean, enough of that. So there's that. Oh, also, we are at 1,500 subscribers. So thank you very much. There was another one. As far as me getting on camera, I will eventually. I'm not going to do it now because I have a video that I want to make, but I need to be on camera to make it, but I don't have all the things that I need to do yet to be on the camera. That probably didn't make sense, but I'm not getting on camera until I'm ready to. The end. Now, let's get on with the actual reading. But I want to do that first. That way we know what's going on, especially with this white table, Lord Jesus. And yes, I like being out here a lot more because this is my reading space. But in order to keep readings coming out, I have to do them where I can. What else did I want to say? There was something else I wanted to say. So much for writing stuff down. Who cares? So, David Pecker. David Pecker is guilty of campaign finance violation or something like that. So I have to remember to stop doing that too. Whenever you shuffle and try to talk at the same time, it only picks up one sound over the other. So David Pecker was found guilty of campaign finance violation. And he got an immunity deal out of it because, of course, he has some information that they want to know, so they got it from him. So he got the immunity deal from the FBI, or from whoever he got it from. Or was it the Southern District of New York? Anyway, he got an immunity deal. And with this immunity deal, like probation, if you break the law even a teensy bit, you better not even jaywalk. They are going to strip your immunity deal, and then not only can they take your immunity from you, all the subsequent information, all that stuff that they had on you, about you, against you, they can now use again. So, David Pecker is the leader of AMI, American Media Incorporated, and they are the biggest proprietor for tabloids. I'll just be nice and say that. For birdcage liners. And so what they do is they spread their gossip, we'll just call it that. One of them is the National Enquirer. The National Enquirer is Donald Trump's best friend. Because David Pecker, who owns the National Enquirer, is one of Donald Trump's oldest friends. I think the word friend is used loosely because I don't really think Donald has friends. He has people he uses and they use him. And so they have put out stories about Jeff Bezos because Donald does not like Jeff Bezos. Because he doesn't like the Washington Post. Because he doesn't like the Washington Post reporters reporting about him. Because they refuse to fall in line like Fox News. So he wanted the post office to punish Amazon, which is owned by Jeff Bezos. He wanted, I think, to raise the rates or something like that. And so he has been having this personal vendetta against Jeff Bezos. So I want to know, first, we're going to do 2 readings. First is, well, let's start here since that's on my mind now. Is Donald Trump trying to use the Enquirer to harm Jeff Bezos? Because we know he tried to use the post office to do that. So let's see about the Enquirer. We got the 10 of Cups, Queen of Cups, 4 of Cups, Temperance, 2 of Pentacles, the 8 of Pentacles, Page of Cups, 9 of Pentacles, the Fool, and then the 2 of Wands. Is Donald Trump trying to use the Enquirer? I think it's not as simple as that. I see more, I get communication, so it's sort of like he talked to Pecker, and Pecker said, well, wouldn't it be interesting if a story came out? And so this seems more of a Pecker thing than a Donald thing. With Donald, I get he has friends in high places, people of stature, people of money, people of stability, who have his back. With the 10 of whatever that is, cups. And then there's the offer and the conversation and sort of the chit and the chat that you would have. And then there's a compromise so that a deal is met. There's another partnership there. Right along with the conversation, something does come out of it. But the 8 of Cups is sort of an abandonment. So what it sounds like to me, oddly enough, is there is a conversation that was had with the Temperance. As far as, hey, you know what we should do? You know what you could do? You know what ought to happen? That type of thing between them. Because he has the organization at his back. And they're sitting there, they're mulling it over. But it was abandoned by Trump. David Pecker wanted money for some reason for this. There's money around them. I don't see Trump using the Enquirer. I see them having a conversation. There's your conversation. All of this is basically them having the conversation. But it fell apart. There was a lack of planning. There was a lack of foresight. Like, both of these people are rich, so I don't quite get why the money caused Donald Trump to walk away from this. But there was a discussion about money, because this is a person of stature too, but this is more big money. Like, I don't know if he just couldn't make money off of it, or they didn't want to try to come against the richest man in the world, or that probably could have been what it is. This is probably ill-advised is what it was, because all eyes on you. So let it go before the richest man in the world sets his sights on you. You may be the president of the United States, but money buys everything. You say it can't buy you, that's because the person hasn't given you the right price tag. You give me $168 billion, then yeah, what you need, what you want, what we gonna do. Now, the Two of Wands is preparation. So this in particular instance was abandoned, but not the whole idea. So there is still some implication of Donald Trump somewhere in the midst, because they did have the conversation. Now let's look at David Pecker. He is the owner of the Enquirer, and this did not just come out of nowhere. That's why I said Donald Trump is still implicated in this. It's not that he just didn't do anything. So I also had a request to see if Jeff Bezos indeed is being blackmailed. Yes, he is, because there was your conversation. So, well, I won't say he is. I will say, because that didn't actually fall into anything yet. But Donald Trump there was still a preparation for it, which we are underway now. So that was a sort of like a past reading. So let's see where David Pecker is as far as this is the only reading I'm going to do tonight. If you've never worked a retail job, pass. You get off late at night, then I have to go right back to work in like 6 hours. So anyway, here we go. David Pecker, Page of Wands. There's the news bringer. Now, mind you, it's a childish news bringer too. So, I mean, how childish can you get? Tabloids, there you go. These are the people who claim that, you know, like Elvis killed JFK or something stupid. You know, anyway. There's the bond, there's the lovers, there's the unity. Six of Swords. Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Swords. Ace of Pentacles. Temperance pops back up. Queen of Swords. Lord have all the mercies. So Ace of Swords and then the King of Wands. So Southern District of New York. I have to confirm. Y'all are so smart. I really love this whole community. Like, I swear I post a video and then all the knowledge does not come out in the reading. It comes out in the comments. But anyway. What I was saying. Southern District of New York. If that is indeed where we are, this is not what you want to see, ever. If we are talking about the Southern District of New York and you are a person who cannot tell the truth to save their life. If their name was Truth and they lived on Truth Street and drove a car named Truth and had a dog named Honest, they still couldn't tell the truth. This is not the person you want to see. This represents Letitia James in my deck. This is the district attorney for the Southern District of New York, the one who is investigating the Trump Foundation and pretty much everything else. She is in your environment, David Pecker, around money and the bond and money. Following the money is the quickest way to get to the reptiles in this administration and all those who are around it. I also want to attach one more person. No, I'm going to do that separate. Okay, so there's the news. There is the bond and the unity for the news. This is moving to sort of calmer waters, but that's not what this is. Let's bring, oh, okay. Puzzle pieces. We got a puzzle piece here. Okay. I need 3 hands right now. So, bringing the news. That's what this is. That's what all that is. It should be truth, because swords do represent truth. But there's your harvest. This information is not new that they have. It is technically true what they do know, but they are not using it to reveal the truth. They are using it to sort of mar this person. Why do I say that? Because there's your strategy. Now, it could, you know, what would be the difference between them saying something true about Bezos and Washington Post saying something true about Donald Trump? True is true. It doesn't matter who it is that says it. So they're bringing the truth. It is traveling with them. It is not intentional to just be true. Otherwise, you'd poke holes in the boat. It is intentional to be a strategy. Because this is the 7 of Swords. This is strategy, but this is underhanded strategy. This is not new news. This is all old. Something that you planted and now it's here. All of this is surrounded by money. All of this doesn't have something to do with money. It's surrounded by money, which catches the eye of the law. She is the district attorney of New York, or the Southern District of New York. What is in the fear? Healing, compromise, yin-yang, push-pull, balance. What is in your desire? Victory. What is your fate? Investigators. David Pecker, you effed up for real. Not for fake, but for real. The Southern District of New York is in your... Letitia James is in your environment. Usually in my deck, the King of Wands, when we're talking about Trump and his fellow reptiles, is Robert Mueller. Now, I don't know if that's him. I don't know if... Because I didn't look it up. If Pecker talked to... Because I seen when, what's the name? Rachel Maddow talked about it a long time ago, but I usually retain that information for a few days and then I'm done. Simply because nobody in this house talks about politics, and of course when I go to work I don't dare talk about it, so I don't retain it. So this person is an authority figure, an investigator of some sort. This person is Letitia James. So you're in some trouble. They're following the money. Or this person's following the money. This person already knows. So if she has to subpoena records from the investigators to get what's really going down, then that's what she's going to do. But you're in trouble. You're in a lot of trouble. David Pecker, you in danger, girl, too. So, Jeff Bezos, are you being blackmailed? Now, we can just say that, you know, some stuff is coming out against you. There's the Queen of Cups. I don't know who that is, but Jeff Bezos, are you being blackmailed? Are you being blackmailed? How do we want to do this? Give me 6 cards. How about that? Are you being blackmailed? Queen of Swords, 9 of Cups, 5 of Wands, 6 of Pentacles, 8 of Wands, and the World. So let's try to define blackmail in the comments. Because what I see is embarrassment. I don't know if they're trying to use... Because what are they trying to get out of him? Isn't that what blackmail is? When you're trying to get me to do something so you don't, you know, spill all my tea, as they say. Because what I have, there's a woman of truth, or maybe this is just a truth bringer. There is the 9 of Cups, so here is the desire. This is sort of the wishful thinking, and this is what I want card. What do you want? 5 of Wands is fighting. Right after the 5 of Wands is the 8 of Wands. The 8 of Wands is quick motion, but it's also communication. We are talking about a communications company, as they do spread their information, whether it be lives or not. And we go back to sharing information, and then with who? With the entire literal world. So, I see more of this is meant to humiliate. But, like I said, people are going to be looking at this now. Not us, but Letitia and then the authority. So, somebody, somewhere, Jeff, is trying to just humiliate you. Why? I have no idea. Maybe they just really, really, really don't like the Washington Post. And all that knowledge you be spilling. So, David Pecker. Let's do one more. Let's do... no, we shouldn't do 3 cards because I kind of need more information. So let's do David Pecker. At the end of all of this, are you getting arrested? Are you getting arrested, David Pecker? Because like I said, I seen humiliation. I didn't see blackmail, but we just probably need to define what that is, because I'm not knowledgeable of what's all going on there. Are you going to jail? There is the 6 of Pentacles, so sharing time, money, information. There is the World, pops back up again. Oh, there's the fighting, pops back up again. Oh, there's the communications. All those cards stayed together, huh? The 4 of Cups. Page of Pentacles. 5 of Pentacles. Ooh. 7 of Swords. 6 of Swords. And then the Fool. Are you going to jail? I don't see you're going to jail. But I don't see this being something that you just shrug off your shoulder either. Because that in which you released unto the world is what is going to bring you all of this conflict. You thought, hey, let me drop some knowledge on y'all about this here Jeff Bezos. And then all the authorities looked at you and say what? You have the Five of Wands. This is fighting conflict, inner conflict, internal politics. And then you have the moping and the disappointment and the regret. All because of communication about money and dealings. Page of Pentacles is lump sums of money. This is how you started, with this campaign violation. And now you go into communication. There's a strategy to it, remember? There's your confirmation of that. Your fear is losing your money. Like, why do you fear that? There is in your desire to sort of move into a better time, but you couldn't keep your hands clean, so the Fool awaits you. Now, I didn't get he's going to jail. That doesn't mean that he is not. What's happening here right now is what it's saying to me is the other shoe has not dropped. It could go either way still. And here's why the Fool pops up. Not because he's a fool or he done foolish things. The Fool card means that you did not plan all the way through. That's not always a bad thing. Some people have a very strong gut feeling and they just go with that. That's what this says. The Fool is not an insult. It just means that you're not completely planning what it is. Because you see he has his little knapsack on. He's like, you know what? I'm just going to get up. I'm just going to walk and I'm going to see where I'm going to land. He can fall right off that cliff if he doesn't plan, but it may be something down there that, breaks his fall, and it's just the softest, most wonderful thing he's ever landed on. So, you never know. And that's kind of the thing with the Fool. You never know. Let's just try it and see. So, it hasn't happened yet. Like the other shoe has not dropped yet. So, we're still in a sort of a stale moment right now where you could either stay secure on here. They can still give him his immunity, or he can fall completely off the cliff. So, if you're interested in this story, keep watching it because something else is about to develop. This is not over. So this is still going to swing one way or the other, especially when the Southern District of New York and the authorities get through with it. So that's what I have for right now. Jeff Bezos, Donald Trump, David Pecker. 3 rich men fighting over a tabloid.